Illustration number 2. Record the following transaction in double column cash book and balance sheet. From the information given on August 1st, we have cash balance and bank balance. It is better to open a column for cash and a column for bank in the cash book. Let's see here. Cash book. Cash book. And of course, the left hand side is receipts and right hand side is payments. Okay. One column is for bank, another column is for cash. Receipts in cash, receipts in bank. Bank and cash. Now let me start posting here. So we have the opening balances should be now recorded in the debit side or receipt side as opening balances to balance brought down. Balance brought down. In bank, the value being 10,000. In cash, the value being 15,000. Correct me if I am posting wrongly immediately. Right. Then on 3rd August, paid insurance premium by check. There's a payment that too by way of check. So by insurance premium, the value being 4,200. The value being 4,200 by check. On 8th August, cash sales 22,000 rupees and cash discount 750. I'll put the value cash sales here. Okay. Receipt side, sales. The value being 22,000 by way of cash. Don't worry about the discount now, because we confined our preparation with the bank and cash column only. On 9th August, payment for cash purchases 21,000 in payment side, purchases, that value being 21,000 by way of cash. I assume that the payment by way of cash, not by check. Forget about the discount in this case. And August 9th, cash deposited into the bank. So this is a contra entry. Contra entry represents the two transaction, means record of the transaction in both the side of the same ledger. So cash book is one of the ledger like I'm going to post in the both the side. One is in the receipt side, another is in payment side. So cash deposited in bank. Okay. For the bank, it is a receipt. For the cash, it is the payment. For the cash, it's a payment. Under the cash, I name this being bank. Under bank, I name this being cash. When you open the cash account, always the description will not contain the cash account. If the description is bank, if the account is a bank account, the description should not be bank. That's how you can remember. Just verify when you open the receipts, means a rent account or purchase account, under the description, okay, you write other than the purchases only. That logic you need to keep in your mind. So when it comes for the bank column, in description you should not write the bank. So the other one, cash account, can be recorded. I can represent this as being contra by stating a C symbol in both the side. Okay, C symbol in both the side. This will be available in ledger folio column. This will be available in ledger folio column. Anyhow, I am not going to open that. If I open a ledger folio column, in that column you have to put that C. Already I explained the meaning of ledger folio while teaching you the journal entry. After posting the journal entry, from the journal entry, journalizing, from the journal entry, you will post that in the ledger. Now, my question is, in which page of the ledger book contains this posting? To refer that, I will have the cross-reference number. Rent account in the journal book goes to 5th page of ledger, means I will put the 5 in the ledger folio of the journal book. Ledger folio of the journal book. Similarly, it's also journal entry. This is also, the cash book is not account, it's only a journal entry, right? Subsidiary book. So from this, it should be transferable to the ledger account. It should be transferable to the ledger account. In which page of the ledger account will contain this particular item should be referred here. For example, this sales 22,000 rupees should be transferable to the sales account of some ledger book. Probably fifth page of the ledger book contains this 22,000, means I will write here 5. And when it comes for the contra entry, it will not be transferred to any of the ledger account because the other account is recorded in the opposite side itself. To represent the record is available in the opposite side, I use that C term here, contra. Where do I have the cross reference, sir? You don't go for any other ledger, you just go and refer the opposite side. That's all. That's the meaning here. Contra will be posted only in the ledger folio. This value is 15. Now on 10th August, telephone bill paid. Telephone bill paid. Okay. Telephone bill paid. The value being 2,300 by way of check, right? So by way of check, so I'll post that in the bank account. 2,300 bank column. On 14th August, withdrawn from bank for personal use. Personal use always drawings. That too, the drawings happens from the bank balance. Okay, the value being 6,000. The value being 6,000. On 16th August, withdrawn from bank for office use. Then the amount to transfer from bank to cash box. For the cash, the money comes in, so it should be in the receipt side of the cash column, 14,500. In the bank column, it's a payment, so I put that value in the payment column. And under bank, I cannot use the same description, so the other account name is going to be used, which is cash. Under cash, I'm going to use the term bank. The other record is opposite side. Now, to represent that, I use the letter C here, contra. The other posting is available in opposite side. All of the transactions posted only once. Every transaction will be posted twice, one debit and one credit. As such, now we have posted only once. So double entry, we will transfer that to the ledger account. But when it comes for this contra, double entry is also over. So there will not be corresponding subsequent posting. Is that okay? Now, let's move on to the 20th one, August 20th. Received check from John in full and final settlement and deposited the same in the bank. Okay, 10,700. So we received and deposited to the bank the same date. In the receipt side, I put the name of the party who paid us, John account, the value being 10,700. I never mind about the discount because I have not opened that column. And 23rd August, received cash from Michael, discount allowed being 150. Remove that, so 6,850 can be taken. 6,850 received from Michael, right? Receipt side, Michael. The value being 6,850 in cash box. 6,850. And on 24th August, stationery purchased for cash. Stationery purchased in the receipt side, in the payment side, sorry. Stationery, payment side, the value being 1,800. That too, payment is in the form of cash, so put the value in the cash column. 25th, cartage paid in cash. Cartage also paid. That too only in the form of cash. So in cash column, the value being 350. And check received from Kumar. Receipt side named Kumar. And the value will be posted in bank column. Now, wait for this. An earlier case, in case of John, received check and immediately deposited into the bank. But in this case, check is received from Kumar, but deposit happens a couple of days later. Check issued, received from Kumar, deposited into the bank. See, when you receive the check and not deposited immediately, then the receipt is assumed to be cash like. On depositing the check into the bank, again it is assumed that the cash is deposited to the bank. The check in your hand can be equated with cash balance. Okay, check in hand can be equated with cash, right? So if I receive the check and deposit into the bank directly, of course the cash is not in your hand, directly goes to the bank. So bank account to party. When you receive the check and keep it for a couple of days, and if you are depositing later period, until you keep that check in your hand, that may be equated with the cash. So it's assumed to be cash receipt only. When you verify the cash box, you have the cash as well as check. When the auditor comes and inspects, show me the cash. You have 15,000 rupees something you as per your books. Then you can show, sir, 10,000 rupees cash counted now. Apart from that, 5,000 rupees check is there. So you can show that check is also equivalent to the cash to the auditor for the verification purpose. No, sir, I want to properly disclose, sir. In that case, you can properly disclose in the name of check in hand account itself. You can have a new account, check in hand account. It's a very rare. So usually we'll equate the cash and check in hand with cash. So in 25th, we have received the check but not immediately deposited. So the check is in your hand can be equated with the cash. So I am assuming this being cash. So the entry being we are receiving the cash. So in receipt side, Kumar account, the value being 4,500 posted in the cash box. On 28th, the same cash is deposited into the bank, right? So by the time it will be posted in the bank column's receipt side and it will be payment side of the cash book, cash column. Is that okay? Under cash, it may be named as bank, and under bank, it is named as cash. And in the brackets, it will be contra. It will be contra. Contra only will have double entry for the transaction. So one is debit, another one is credit. Other than the contra, supposed to be completed while preparing complete illustration. So we'll see that in subsequent illustrations, right? Now, in August 31, check deposited on August 28, dishonored and returned by the bank. This check got dishonored and returned. While depositing the check, you might have passed an entry, no? You just reverse that entry. The check got dishonored. The entry being in the payment side, the check is going to be reversed. The amount came in, no, this is not realized, so reverse that. Okay, and what is the what is the item you are going to write in the description? Yeah, Kumar, you have to write Kumar, not the cash, Okay, we have received the cash from Kumar only. It's not cash check. We have received the check only from Kumar, but we have equated the check as cash. But that check is not matured, that check is now dishonored, then immediately the party to whom, okay, we have to record here is the Kumar, the originator, Kumar account is now recorded in the description. And on August 31st, rent paid by check, in the payment side, rent, and that to the payment by way of check, put the value in the bank column, 4,000 rupees. And 31st, paid wages to watchmen in cash. 31st, paid cash for postage. Two payments, I am going to post both. So one is wages payment to the watchman. Another one is postage payment. Both are in cash. So in cash column, 3,000 and 220 will be posted. Now come on, get me the total of these two columns. The highest total should be posted in the both the side. Hope the cash column will have always debit balance. So I'll total the receipt side value. This value being 62,850. Correct me if I'm wrong in this value. 62,850, and then the balance carried on here being 16,980. And balance brought down. 16,980. Okay. Now similarly in case of bank, is there anything omitted? The bank shows, is it tallying? Now, come on. Bank balance 10, 15, 10,700. Okay. Which side?
Debit side cash. Debit side cash column 62,000.
Already cash is over. I want the bank column total.
40,200.
40,200 which side?
Bank side debit.
Bank debit 40,200. Okay.
Receipt side
30? 35,500. Okay. What is the difference then? Yeah. Okay. So here the balance being 40,200. Debit side is higher, 40,200, and balancing figure being 4,700 for the bank column. 4,700. I'll write here as balance brought down 4,700. Is that okay?